I got this interesting question by a guy in my group. He sent me privately the message, just keep it anonymous. I said, fine. What is it? He told me that he is going to get married. He has a marriage proposal, so he can get married. So he asked me, should I get married? Yes or no? So I was like, why are you asking me? He's saying, I'm not sure. I said, if you're not sure, then you should get married. He's saying, no, I need to know, should I marry for love or should I marry based on family or should I marry? He's saying, because I'm very afraid. I said, you're afraid of what? I'm afraid of divorce. I said, if you're what you're afraid of is normally the thing that happens. Anyway, he brought out a valid point. I said, okay, fine, I'll make a video on it. Now see, here's the thing. Should you marry for love? Okay, you love, magic word, love. You're in love with a girl. Or should you marry because your parents say, this girl is good? You know, in Indian marriages or Asian, this boy is a good boy, this girl is a good girl, marry. Okay, nice. Then you unwrap the gift. Or should you marry based on certain logical parameters? He's rich, he has money, good character, I can take advantage of him. Okay. I'll give you the plus minus and you can let me know your thoughts in the end. See, love, no? Love, emotions. It's a very funny thing. Today you can love something, tomorrow you might hate it. Have you heard of these stories where this girl I was in love with him, I loved him more than, and then, no, that love is no longer there. I can't stand him. You know, when two people are in love, oh, I love you, I can't stand, I can't live without you, this. But once they get divorced or they break up, they hate each other even worse. Why is it that way? How is it you fall into love? You notice it's fall, it's never rise in love. You fall in love and then you fall out of love. Just think of all the relationships you have had. When you are with that guy or girl, oh, I love you, I can't live without you, I can't breathe without you. But after a few years, that fucking asshole, that bitch, she tried to fuck me over. So what happened? You'll say, oh, I came to know the real side. Yeah, but you see feelings, emotions. Because you're not using your brains, you're using your heart. And in the case of guys don't use only heart, they use their small little, junior down there. That does the decision-making process. It thinks of all the erotic stuff. Oh, she will sucky, fucky. That is why I tell guys who are sexually frustrated, please don't get married. Rather than that, just go for a happy ending. You will be able to make a better decision. Because those guys who never get a nice poo-tang, in desperation, they'll just marry whomsoever, just to keep the small boy happy. But then, every day the boy is happy, one day he'll get, okay, I'm tired now. And then you realize, fuck, who did I marry? Because now it's no longer about sex. It's more about the other things minus sex. The friendship, the conversations, the support, the character. Okay, so the first thing is, please don't get married for emotions only, for feelings. Feelings, they change with time. Like, if you want evidence, just check the girl you were in love with when you were in your 20s or when you were 16. Then when you're in 20s, the girl you are in love with, when you're in 25, or the guy, when you're 25, then when you're 30, today, or every year, just check new relationship. Feelings change. In fact, your preferences for food, for smartphones, for the websites that you visit, the places that you meet, the things you like, chocolates or programs or entertainment, we all change with time, man. So if you make a lifetime decision based on feelings, you will regret it because feelings change. Okay, that's number one. Now the second, so obviously you shouldn't marry for feelings. Then should you marry based on what mother and father say? Now in this case, it is only, this used to be a good piece of advice in the olden days. Why? Because those days there was no internet. Those days there was no smartphone. There was no handheld device. You were in a village, you are in a small house, you are with familiar people. So when you are with familiar surroundings and in a familiar environment and you don't go anywhere, your behavior is very predictable. So if you marry someone within that ecosystem, you'll be fine because behavior patterns are predictable. But today you live in a day and age where you have access to internet, options are unlimited. The number of girls you can get is crazy. Number of guys you can get is crazy. You can travel the world. You have freedom. You don't need to be at home. Mother, father are not watching you 24/7. Relatives are not watching you. In fact, if you go to a new country, nobody knows you. So it is great to explore and experience all the crazy stuff. So now if a parent says, marry this girl, they assume that they know you completely. But what they are not aware of is what you know. What they do not know is the experiences you have had behind their back, the options that you have which they are not aware of, or the stuff that you do in secrecy. Now they assume that this goody boy, this respectable boy or girl in front of us is who they really are. They don't know there's the other side to you, which is crazy or mad or just the opposite. So should you get married to whom your parents choose? No. The reason being is they assume that they know you, but they don't. Because the fact is, if you keep secrets from them and you have your own life, now maybe you might be totally transparent with your parents. What about that other person? We don't know what that other person knows. And then you also have the temptation of the internet, people talking to you, whispering in your ears, influencing your behavior, ego. And today women are also career minded and they have money. Money also causes a lot of issues. So should you get married to who your parents choose? Now, so finally it comes down to the last one. Now obviously if I have dismissed the other two, should be the third one. No? There's yes and no, and I'll tell you why. Now, should you get married to someone? Logically. Logically means you're not in love with the person, but you evaluate the person based on certain criteria. Person has money. Oh, wow. Okay, very good. Tick one box. Person has PhD or education. Hi, doggy. Okay, PhD or a degree. Okay, tick. Person has a great body. Okay, tick. Person listens to me, is humble, submissive. Okay, tick. Now, even though this format is quite, the intelligent thing to do, it can backfire. And I'll tell you why. Because if the emotional factor is not there, it becomes a mechanical one. It's like getting married to, it's like having a business contract. Okay. So now, what is the solution? In fact, let me give you where I've used logic in my relationships. If there was a girl who was nice and I could have got married to her and all, but I didn't get married to her because she had a heart problem. She had a weak heart and she could die. So I was like, do I want this complication? Or let's say a girl says, I have diabetes, blood pressure, or she says I have AIDS. Would you say, oh yes, let me get married? No. If a girl says or a guy says, I have 1 million loan, after we get married, we'll work together to pay off the loans. Will you get married? No. You'll be like, who wants all this headache? Or a person says, I have 5 children or 3 children from my previous relationship. You have to take care of all of them. In some cases it might work. Most cases they'll be like, the children will never respect you. So I've said no to all these because I don't want complications. Now, where you should use logic is where you're evaluating the person's character. Don't go emotional there. Like I always, how did I evaluate my wife? I evaluated her based on her parents. Parents were simple, okay. They had values, the upbringing, pray, obedience, perfect, okay. And I also checked in Thailand, for Thai marriages, they take dowry. I told them I'll not pay because I have to take care for the rest of my life. If you give money easy, there's no value. So she said she didn't want. Parents also said they didn't want. So I realized the genuine family. And then obviously I had my rules. Family doesn't interfere. I don't want visitors coming to the house. I don't want anyone staying with us. I don't want anyone interfering in our personal lives. You know, work is most important. When I had my conversation with her, work is most important. You don't question what I do. Then my role is to provide for the family. Your role is to take care of the house and the baby. You know, in terms of money, because I'm the earning guy, you'll ask my permission before buying, spending, or because, you know, after we got married, this actually happened. She got some of her old friends asking her money. One of them even said, "Oh, you'll get this lottery if you invest." And it's a good thing she invested a small amount. She lost it anyway. They cheated her. So I told her, this is the last warning. Don't put money without asking anything. Because, you know, I'm anyway earning and saving for them. But you don't have any real experience of the business world or the real world. Don't spend. Ask me. If something is good for you, I'll help you get it. So, you know, we sorted things out in a very proper, logical manner. But there was that emotional aspect as well. I liked her innocence. I liked her genuineness. That feelings were there. I was not in love. See, that much I can tell you because I hardly knew her. Now, if you talk to her, she'll say, "When I saw you, I fell in love." Oh, magic. Women are. She said, "Your eyes, oh, is so innocent. And I was in love with you that time only. I knew I love you." I was like, okay, fine, whatever. For me, love takes time to grow. It gradually grows and increases like trust. It increases over a period of time. And you need to work hard to maintain it. So, I was not in love with her, but I definitely liked her. So now the question is, what do I advise these people who want to get married? Should you take it logical, have an interview, checklist and all that? Should you go based on feelings? Or should you ask your parents? Without a doubt, don't ask your parents, but take their wisdom and guidance, because always do consider their opinion. Okay, that's one. Second one is, you must have a checklist of what is doable, agreeable, what you can take, cannot take, and always prepare for the worst. Remember, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Okay? In fact, I even discussed with my wife, if we break up, how do we break up? Because, see, that is why people who get married and don't have a prenuptial, they get fucked. Case in point, Jeff Bezos. Wife became a billionaire. Easiest thing in the world. She just had to keep the sausage happy for a couple of years. Billions of dollars. Who wouldn't want that deal? Hey, doggy. You seem to be following me everywhere. Nice doggy. Whose dog? Wherever I go, he's following me. So, new dog. Okay. So, I know, my girlfriend. Then, so how should you select the person is first stay as a friend. If you can have a live-in relationship, that's great. Stay and experience what the person is like. You know, get that mad craziness of sex, just get it out of the window and finish it off. Because sometimes in that desperation for sex, that overrules your judgment and mind. Once the sex part is taken out of the equation, then you start thinking clearly. So if you're in it for sex, at least you have finished your sex. But don't take the girl for a ride and don't cheat her. That is unacceptable. Or vice versa with a guy. And be careful of girls who play this game where they show that they are in love with you, they make you get high, drunk or whatever, then they purposely get pregnant. My very close friend, one female did that. A few days ago, I had one client who told me this female falsified the pregnancy and they got married based on that pretext. He is still following me. So just be careful. There are some women who are very good at that. They'll make sure that they get pregnant, so now you don't have a choice. So be careful of that. So stay with your partner. Figure out whether things are working out, whether you can be friends, whether you respect one another, whether you can have a conversation, whether you have similar goals, dreams, desires, you know. And remember, your ego. This doggy seems to be... Now see, I go this way, the doggy will follow me. Just watch. Okay. He's going to follow me. Is he following? I hope he doesn't, because I don't want him following me. See, you must be sure who you're getting in a relationship with. If before the marriage you're already fighting, arguing and having drama, after marriage it will only become worse. Seriously, it will become much more worse, because once you get married, the person feels that they have a right over you. You know, familiarity breeds contempt. When you're not married, at least they will act sweet and nice and try to coax you into liking them. But after you get married, you take each other for granted. It's only downhill from there. So if you're fighting with your partner before marriage, then don't get into it. One last tip I'll give you. One final tip. See, marriage is not final. Okay? People assume once you get married, it's forever. It's never final. Marriage is only the beginning of a very big challenge. Very, very big challenge. Very big responsibility. Where people might assume it's only the question of money or love, or there are too many variables. And then when you factor in having a baby, oh bloody hell. It's a different monster altogether. Money is the most important thing, but so is peace of mind, and so is knowing that when you come home, you don't go mad. Others, if you have someone who drives you mad, the baby is enough to drive you mad. Don't have more complications. Don't have your relatives, don't have your spouse. So anyway, I hope these few tips helped you. If I were to summarize it, I would just say, don't get married, be with the person. Be with the person for a couple of years. Stay with the person, not long distance. Be with the person, stay with the person together for a couple of years. And then you'll be able to know whether you yourself are ready for it, whether she is ready for it, and whether you both can have a future together. Remember, marriage complicates a lot of things. Don't complicate your life. Okay? Anyway, I hope this video gave you some value. Put your comments and thoughts down below. And feel free to agree, disagree. I know what some of you will say. Oh, so Loy, your daughter, you'll allow her to stay with a guy. Yeah, marriage is just for me, as an atheist, marriage is just an agreement, a paper. Even if you're married, even if you go religious or you sign that piece of paper, but you're not loyal with that person, you're not faithful to the person, or you don't want that marriage, then what's the use? You're just married namesake. Person will have maybe other temptations or feelings for someone else, or spend time with someone else. How many people are married namesake, but they stay with someone else, they spend time with someone else? So just keep that in mind. Alright? I'm loyal and faithful to my wife, not because of some paper, contract or whatever. Because I choose to. I can have girlfriends today, I can do whatever the fuck I want. My wife cannot do jack shit. Because I'm the guy who's earning, I have the power. But I choose to make it work. Remember, I'm a guy, I still have feelings, urges, temptations. But I've kept it in my past, Playboy days. No more now. That's why all my energy is diverted in my work. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Doggy is on. Yeah. Okay. You guys take care. This is me signing off. Chal man.